the day of Nick Saban's arrival for Alabama. A woman led a cheer, went like this: "Praise the Lord, God is good, we got Saban." Nick and his wife Terry are headed back to the college life they so desperately missed, where he will once again attempt to walk on water.
I want to win every game we play. And what I would like for every football team to do that we play is to sit there and say, I hate playing against these guys. Take your expectations and bridge them into the process of what it takes to be successful.
That'll do it. Crimson Tide wins the national championship.
This is our time, guys.
Alabama, they win the BCS championship. 2 BCS championships within the last 3 years.
Every year we want to play for a national championship. That's our standard.
The process, the expectation is to win every single game.
The process continues. Saban with his 3rd national championship at Alabama in 4 years.
There's no continuum for success. Just because you had it, you're going to continue to have it. You know, it's not the process begins, it's ongoing.
Take part of the process, learn the process.
Let's go!
The process.
What is the process?
Well, the process.
The process.
If you're in this business, the fun of this is winning.
No timeouts for Alabama, trailing by a touchdown. Maybe the last play. Sims. Deep. Hail Mary. Not answered. Intercepted. The dream continues for the Buckeyes. The nightmare starts for #1 Alabama. They are no more.
Crimson Tide got to the playoffs on a simple principle: follow the process. And in January of 2015, that process didn't deliver.
Guys are crying, sad. It was one of the worst feelings of my life, knowing that we were so close and we had opportunity to put them away and we didn't.
Once everybody got to New Orleans, it was kind of, I feel like teams, either you know, when you've had that much time off, you come even closer, or you start, diverting in the opposite directions. Everybody gets, more concerned with outside factors.
We took it for granted. A lot of guys worked for that and kind of put that game past them. Just wanted to move on to the next one, get to the championship.
But success isn't always measured with how you finish. Sometimes it is how you respond and how you stick to your core principles.
We ready to go today?
All right, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
There it is. There it is.
I'm pissed off today. What do you want me to say? Next bunch up. Let's go. Come on, hustle up. We got to match them. Well, that's what we messed up in the game. Come on, guys. You got to get it right now. Come on, you got to adjust on the move. No, it shouldn't be like this, man. Do it again.
How confident are you that Bama is a clear-cut favorite again here?
I'm not confident. I don't consider them a clear-cut favorite. I think you could look at Auburn and put them as a favorite. I think you could put a couple teams as a favorite, but clear-cut means they're head and shoulders above everybody else. That day is not here for me.
No, too many holes, too many question marks on the offensive side of the ball, too many question marks at the offensive line, at quarterback, at wide receiver, a bunch of question marks. Nowhere close to a clear-cut favorite.
I don't think they'll be the pick, Joe, to win the SEC. I think that's going to be Auburn. Alabama has the worst schedule you can imagine. So I think it's a two-team race, David, but I don't think Alabama will be the team.
This year's team has its challenges like all teams do. But this year, especially on offense, we're going to have a lot of new faces. And we have some talented players. They don't have a lot of experience. So how rapidly they develop is going to be a key to how well we come together on offense. And I know you're anxious to ask me about the quarterback situation, but that's going to be one of the keys to the drill. in terms of somebody taking the bull by the horns at that position, being assertive, playing with confidence, distributing the ball and executing in a positive way, being a good decision maker, and showing leadership at the same time. And we do not have an experienced player at that position. We did not have one last year. We need somebody to take the bull by the horns this year and be that kind of player for at that position. And I think we have several guys that are capable of it. This is kind of the decision making that creates a moral compass for all of us to help us do the right things, to stay focused on the process of what we need to accomplish our goals and aspirations, and something that's certainly going to be important for our team to do a good job of if we're going to be able to have the kind of team that we'd like to have.
How we doing over here today? We happy? We smiling? Are we ready or what? Come on, guys, warm-up's over. Let's go. All right, let's get her going. Let's go. Come on. The horn blew. Let's go. Straight to the top. Yeah. We gon' win. Can't nobody fail. Come on, up and down. Up and down. Oh, let's go. Tempo. Tempo. That's a good catch. Good job. Hustle back. Let's go. You did it right that time.
We here now. That's what a few say. We ain't made it yet. We got a lot to say. Work harder. Push the throttle. And leave a legacy for your young to follow. So my team follow the G code. Everybody eat, nobody left alone. We all think alike, so we mind strong. Straight to the top. That's what we aiming for.
Discipline in your eye control and what you're doing. Way to compete.
And since we winning, we taste the best. Only God and family, y'all straight to rest. Yeah. We gon' win. Can't nobody beat us.
Ball's on the ground. Can't end that way. Open your hips. Let's go.
Safety. It's going to touch you. Get down on the guy. See that bag in the ground?
First off the last bag.
I love it.
Oh, look out.
I'm here to tell you, if you ain't knowing, straight to the top, that's where I'm going. I got the best with me. I got the West with me. If you aiming for the top, then you ride with me. I don't play games. Mind over matter. If your skills ain't nice, then it don't matter.
Go, balance, balance, balance. Go.
Lock it out. Shoot your hands to lock out.
Inside. There we go right there. See how fast you go. One balance. Lean forward. Finish.
When you come out here, when you walk on this field, I don't care how you feel, you're either going to get better or get worse, and it's your choice that you make in your mind about how you feel. Everybody that has the mental toughness to persevere it are the people that have the best chance to be successful. Best you can do every time you get a chance.
Coming up on The Process.
How do they look? This is a program has its worst preseason ranking since 2008. That's unbelievable.
He came in with a different fire that I hadn't seen in him. It definitely, caught our attention and really rallied behind it.
Yeah, it's been a long 5 years. I never thought 5 years ago I'd be in the position I am now, but I couldn't ask to be in a better spot right now.
Wisconsin against Alabama. And I just can't believe when it came to the situation in Tuscaloosa, we were still asking the questions this week, last night.
How do they look? This is a program at number 3 in the country, has its worst preseason ranking since 2008. That's unbelievable, but people are looking at Nick Saban and they're watching him closely, and that team needs to play well tonight.
69.
The new season started where last season ended, with a Big Ten opponent. The Tide were searching for answers under center, but knew full well the capabilities of number 2 in the backfield.
Henry, a burst up the middle. Derrick Henry, his second touchdown tonight.
Henry's performance, coupled with a dominant second-half defense, help move the process from preparation to performance.
Alabama overpowers Wisconsin with the running game.
And after a tune-up versus Middle Tennessee, the Tide dipped into conference play. First up, the Rebels of Ole Miss. And with the memories of the 2014 loss still looming, Alabama looked for some revenge.
Those scenes from the Ole Miss win last year are etched in Rebel memories.
You have Alabama here in Tuscaloosa, and you can just feel already in our show, the fans, they want revenge.
Alabama has two of my favorite motivational tools going for tonight: urgency and redemption. Urgency because they got to win the SEC West. They got to win this game. And redemption. Ole Miss beat them last year, and Ole Miss seemed like they really liked it. You
enjoyed that, didn't they?
Enjoyed
How can you not, right?
You'll see tonight.
None of us knew who was going to start that game till just before we ran out of the tunnel. So I just made sure that I was completely behind Cooper, and the last thing I wanted to do was distract or take any of the focus away from the team.
Disappointment for one turned to frustration for many as the Crimson Tide put themselves in a hole early on.
Bateman delivers downfield and it's intercepted.
You got to get your best from every opponent. You know, you can't run from it. Everybody's gonna, take their best shot at you. So you can't have any slip-ups.
Kelly has to collect it, makes a desperation heave into traffic. Treadwell off his hands and into the hands of Adebayo.
We felt like we gave the game away. We didn't play our best game. Played sloppy on all three sides of the ball, and just know we didn't play good football.
It's a third turnover for Alabama.
We had 5 turnovers in that game, and seeing guys, their heads down, and we had the opportunity to win the game.
Coker's coming in for Bateman.
Jake Coker, replaced tonight, now gets a chance to try to lead a comeback.
He came in with a different fire that I hadn't seen in him. It definitely, caught our attention, and we really rallied behind it.
Coker this time rolls out, fires in the end zone, touchdown Mulaney again.
Gutsy throw by a guy that was benched as he came into tonight's game.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really angry. So I mean, I wasn't happy at all, but I made sure, when I got out there, I played angry, and I played kind of reckless too. I mean, I wasn't holding anything back.
Coker keeps it, and it's incomplete, and that'll do it. The Rebels shake up the season in week 3, 43-37.
The biggest thing was that was a little bit of a wake-up call for all of us, in turn, coaches, players, everybody in the organization, that we need to do things a little better. We need to play better as a group. I think the players got more confident, and I think that Jake was a big part of that, because I think he won the offensive team over, and they started to develop confidence in what we could do offensively to be an effective team.
In a sport where a loss can be catastrophic, should the Tide be able to answer their wake-up call?
First down for the 15. Coker to throw. Goes to the wide side. Touchdown, Alabama.
The Crimson Tide responded with a shutout versus Louisiana Monroe before heading to Athens to take on the Bulldogs.
Here's the thing that stands out most to me. Alabama is an underdog, Desmond, for the first time in 72 games. This blows my mind.
It's the first time they've been a dog, though.
How many times?
72 straight games they were favored. Last time they were dogs, the 09 SEC title game against Florida.
Listen, in terms of what's at stake, elimination game for Alabama this early in the season?
Oh, this is crazy. I think for Georgia needs this for their program, but Alabama, they need this for their season. This is a huge game.
You talk passing, you don't talk Alabama. If you're Georgia, anytime you talk passing in Alabama, you get excited. You want Alabama to be thinking about throwing the ball. Doesn't matter, Alabama can't throw the ball.
They don't understand Alabama right now because of the Ole Miss game, and I get that because they lost at home against Ole Miss. But, I mean, you're talking about 5 turnovers. You're talking about some uncharacteristic plays. The ball just happened to bounce the Rebels' way that night.
But my biggest concern for Georgia is that they play right into what Alabama is built for. Stopping an NFL-style offense.
What's at stake for Bama is exactly what you said, Tim. We could compound that all day. But the question is,
is Alabama the same Alabama they've been in the recent history?
We're going to get that answer against this team.
We'll find that out.
What do you like between the hedges?
I like Alabama in this game. Even though Georgia's favored, hell hath no fury like an Alabama team that's being driven before them by a disappointed Nick Saban.
Georgia game, it was make it or break it time. We lose, it's over with. And we knew Georgia was a good team, so we had to go in there and fight. And
everybody said we got to finish out strong. You know what I'm saying? We can't lose no more games. And going on to that week after the game, everybody just refocused and was ready to play the next week. So, you know what I'm saying? Nobody hung their head. Everybody knew what we had to do to get where we wanted to go.
Up the middle, huge. Henry, untouched. Touchdown. Picked off by Eddie Jackson. Jackson still running to the 5. Touchdown, Alabama.
Here now, Coker looking long, throwing down in double coverage. He's got a man, Ridley. He's there. Touchdown, Alabama. The snap. They fake it. Coker keeps it. He's going to walk it in. Touchdown.
Alabama rolls.
Oh, you see that? Nick Saban go over and shake the hand of his quarterback. Did he find one?
I think the answer was yes.
The Tide had found their man. It took the signal caller 5 years and 2 schools to earn the job. A job earned through hardships and hard work.
Yeah, it's been a long 5 years. You know, I never thought 5 years ago I'd be in the position I am now, but I couldn't ask to be in a better spot right now. You know, I grew up an Alabama fan, and I don't regret. You know, when I went to Florida State, I loved Florida State, loved the coaches there, and I have old teammates that'll be friends, you know, for the rest of my life. But you know, when I came here and this year, I wouldn't give anything to be where I am right now.
You know, I think with his enthusiasm and his willing to win, you know, doing whatever it takes to get the W for us, but being a leader off the field, and that's what won the team over.
I don't really think it was a moment when he won the offense over. I just think that we all knew that he was capable of making plays and being the leader of the offense, and we all had faith in him, and we knew he could get the job done. And week after week, and during the season, he's got better and better.
He's been outstanding all year long, and he's gotten better as the season's gone on. So, you know, we just couldn't be more proud of that quarterback, you know, and him and the leader that he is. He's a team captain for our team. He's only been here for 2 years. So it says a lot about his character and his commitment to win in this team.
Jake was so concerned about what I'm supposed to do that sometimes he didn't just go play. And that's really what we were trying to get him to do. And he did it in that game, and I think it really won our team over. And I think they have a lot of respect for what he can do and what he has done as a competitor and as a quarterback.
Coach, I know you always talk about not worrying about all the noise outside the program, but when the perception of what your team is so fluid week to week, and you have a lot of guys that are in the spotlight for the first time, what do you and your staff say to them so that they don't worry about
I say the same thing as when you all buried us last week, all right, and all that it really doesn't matter what you think. All right, and it really doesn't matter what you say. And I'm hoping that nobody on our team is playing for you. I hope they're playing for each other and their team and what they want to accomplish and not what you think. All right, because that's not certainly what I'm doing. I said before, I believe in our team. I do believe in our team. All right, and we're going to work hard to make our team better. And I hope the players respond the right way. And it's not going to be for you. The fans, yes. Because if it was up to you, we're 6 foot under already. We're dead and buried and gone. Gone.
Coming up on The Process.
I think Derek uses all his weapons very well. He's got great speed. He just had a fantastic year for us.
Not dropped off at the top of the mountain. You got to climb up from the bottom. You know, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but it's a process that if you do it right, you'll enjoy it and you'll embrace it.
Coming into October, the Crimson Tide rebounded from a rough start to their season. And with one look at their roster, one could see they were built to weather the storm. For Alabama, when forming The Process, you got to start early.
Introducing Reggie Ragland. He goes to Challenger Middle School by day, starts every varsity Grissom High School basketball game by night. 6'3", 225-pounder.
Everybody's scared of him.
What's so scary?
He's big.
Despite his hoops prowess, there wasn't much doubt Reggie Ragland was built for football. In 2012, he was one of the highly ranked recruits Alabama lands every year.
Cyrus Jones will be playing his college football where?
All I gotta say is 2 words. Roll Tide.
Alabama!
University of Alabama.
Identifying talent and landing it is practically a given these days. But training and converting the blue chippers to be ready for the next level is a big part of the process. The mantra, built by Bama.
It's not dropped off at the top of the mountain. You got to climb up from the bottom. You know, it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, but it's a process that if you do it right, you'll enjoy it and you'll embrace it.
When I first got here, I knew in the back of my mind I had big dogs in front of me, so I had to wait my turn. I had to come in. I knew it was either make it or break it time for me, and I had to get everything together. So when that spring came, when I had my opportunity to really play, I ran with it, and ever since then I've been on go.
Just getting the job done at the end of the day, not allowing complacency to, creep into our minds when we are ahead, which we plan on being. And at the end of the day, finishing the job, making sure that, they feel the wrath of Alabama football.
We don't want to take part in it. We come to take over. The year before that, we just feel like we took part in it, losing Ohio State, and this year we came to take over.
Play action. Coker pumped once. Aaron at long. Man's there. Got it. It's Ridley. And nobody's going to catch him.
Take over by taking care of business.
Here's the handoff, Derek. He is in. And the streak continues. Touchdown, Alabama.
In early October, Alabama made short work of Arkansas, giving up only 44 yards on the ground and improving to 5-1. The next stop was College Station. And this time, the secondary led the way, returning 3 interceptions for scores.
Mika Fitzpatrick, who strolls in. Intercepted. Eddie Jackson, 93 yards, touchdown.
3 pick sixes.
Holy cow.
Jake Coker showed that not all quarterbacks want to slide.
He was scrambling against Texas A&M on the sideline, and DB came up and tried to lower his shoulder.
Coker escapes. He's on his feet, 15-10. My goodness gracious. He ran over Nick Harvey.
When he ran over a defender, and it was just, we were like, dang, like, this is our guy.
Pretty much ran him over, got up, was fired up. And you just saw how much passion he plays with. He accepts any challenge. That just shows what type of person he is. I mean, he took on the challenge this year. He's excelled.
Excellence that permeated the entire Alabama team, on full display in a rout of the Aggies.
Every day, baby.
Next on the schedule, pesky volunteer group that proved the toughest test since the Ole Miss loss. The difference maker, as usual, was Derrick Henry.
Handoff Derrick Henry. He has touchdowns in 12 straight games. Make it 13. Alabama wins 19-14. 5 points. Hey, we'll take it.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
He's just a freak, and anytime a guy is a freak like that, I ride to the wheel fall off with him. And I'm very thankful to be playing with him, and I'm going to ride with him to the end.
He just throws him to the side with that stiff arm that's becoming legendary.
It's like Coach Kiffin always says, use your weapons, whether it be a stiff arm, a juke, or something like that. And Derrick has long arms, and you can obviously tell he's a strong guy. So use your weapons when you have them. And he's made social media news a couple times.
I'm not really the one to brag on myself, but it is something I use just to get the defender off me, and I feel like that's a big part of me getting my yards or me running hard, just use my stiff arm to help me.
Hey, D, I don't want to tackle you, bro.
I think he uses his size to his advantage. I think Derek uses all his weapons very well. He's got great speed. He's very instinctive as a runner. He's got enough power that he's hard to tackle. And he uses that stiff arm so that they can't get close to him. And he just had a fantastic year for us.
It's no surprise the success he's had this season, you know. He's paid for it in the offseason and through his work ethic, so I mean, I'm happy for him.
A fantastic year for Henry and the resurgent Tide. The next challenge that awaited them would mark the biggest turning point of the season. Coming up on The Process.
You know, there might be rivalries for both of these teams that are deeper, but over the last nearly a decade since Nick Saban came to Alabama, no rivalry in the sport has been more significant than this.
Coker under pressure, escapes one man, escapes a second, loads up and throws towards the end zone. Touchdown! Arjarius Stewart. Alabama heading back to the postseason playoffs.
The Tide had a bye the week of Halloween, setting up a scary Week 9 matchup with LSU.
Ready! Break down! Set! Hit! Hit! Hit!
Together!
Hit!
Hit! Flip it, let's go. All right, let's go. We're going to strike anybody up front today or what? Or what? We're coming back and redirecting. Let's go, guys. Come on. We're waiting on you. Got to tackle well. Go get him. Close on him. Open your hips. That's it. Set. Go. Don't stop. There you go. Good. That's good. Let's go. Come on. Open your hips. That's it. Finish. You had him, Si. Let's go. Finish.
You know, there might be rivalries for both of these teams that are deeper. There might be some that are more bitter. But over the last nearly a decade since Nick Saban came to Alabama, no rivalry in the sport has been more significant than this one.
And the LSU-Alabama game is that game. You just know that whoever wins that game is going to be in the driver's seat of the SEC West, eventually get to Atlanta, and eventually get to the Final Four, and eventually a national championship possibility.
Tigers came into Tuscaloosa undefeated and averaging almost 40 points per game, mostly on the back of Heisman frontrunner Leonard Fournette.
The gift of Fournette, nothing to his left, nothing to his right, nothing to his left, spins away from Dylan Lee, but can't get away from the pursuit, and he's put down by Eddie Jackson all the way back at the 6-yard line. Quick handoff, Fournette left side, see ya, take a seat. He ran right into Alabama's defense.
And a conservative call turns into a big call. Great straight on there to get to the second level.
First and goal from the 3, the give Derrick Henry up the middle. He's got a touchdown! They play action, fake it. Fournette comes out left to throw. Dylan Lee intercepts it, far side. Alabama's got the football.
Let's go! Let's go, Derrick!
Derrick Henry finds running room. He's in. Touchdown! Alabama again jumps out to a more comfortable lead.
Well, Alabama completely dominated this football game, and I believe we may have a new Heisman frontrunner in Derrick Henry.
The torch had been passed. The Heisman front, Henry had more carries, 38, and Fournette had rushing yards, 31. In the race for the playoffs, Bama had taken over the number 2 spot in the polls, primed for a championship run.
I think that maybe after the Ole Miss game, we started taking steps in that direction. And it probably wasn't until the LSU game that I really felt like we have it.
Well, we got to enjoy this for 24 hours. We got another big test next week. I just tell the players we got to go 1-0 every week. And Mississippi State's got a good team, and Tuck's doing a great job of getting ready and playing on the road. Congratulations to you both, guys.
To keep momentum moving, they would head to Starkville and attempt to take down All-SEC quarterback Dak Prescott.
Dismal ending for Mississippi State.
Dak's day, 9 sacks, 1 interception, and no touchdowns. Tide rolled out of Mississippi with a 9-1 record, a legitimate shot at a return trip to Atlanta. But before the Iron Bowl, Charleston Southern found its way on the schedule. And Nick Saban won't overlook anyone.
You all may be taking the week off, all right, this week, but I'm not. And a lot of people take a lot of things for granted, and I get asked questions like, well, how important is it for the young guys to get to play this week? Well, how in the hell you know they're going to get to play? I mean, what makes you think that you can just assume that they're going to get to play? Because you're assuming that the other team is not very good? They do have a Division I quarterback. He plays like a Division I quarterback, and they're very, very productive on offense, and they do a great job of executing what they do. And if we don't play good against them, you all don't remember the Georgia Southern game, do you? I don't think we had a guy on that field that didn't play in the NFL, and about 4 or 5 of them were first-round draft picks. And I think that team won a national championship, but I'm not sure. And they run through our ass like through a tin horn, man, and we could not stop them. Could not stop them.
That was Georgia Southern in 2011. Number 3 Alabama took just a 10-point lead to the half. But this is 2015, and the Tide rolled through Charleston Southern. That left rival Auburn standing between Alabama and Atlanta. Just like they've done all year, they fed Henry. And they fed him plenty.
Give it to Derrick Henry. He'll come near side. He's got running room. He's going to get his touchdown. Coker under pressure, escapes one man, escapes a second, loads up and throws towards the end zone. Touchdown! Ardarius Stewart, 34 yards. What strike, what a play.
Alabama defeated their rival to earn a spot in their 10th conference championship game. The 24th edition of the SEC championship game found the Tide in a rematch of the very first championship game. Nick Saban versus his former assistant and current Gator head coach, Jim McElwain, squaring off. After a fast start to the season, Florida came stumbling into the Georgia Dome. And you want to have your A game when you take on the Crimson Tide.
This will be the 8th meeting in the championship game between Alabama and Florida.
Alabama won convincingly thanks to a perfect mix of big hits and big plays in the second and third quarter.
Coker, pressure, they pick up the blitz. He looks, throws, Stewart behind the D, up he goes, makes the grab, touchdown Alabama. Oh my goodness, he skied for that one.
I got you, I told you, I got you.
Alabama heading back to the postseason playoffs. Alabama wins another SEC title.
The win all but clinched Alabama's invite to the college football playoffs. And with one final virtuoso performance, Derrick Henry etched his name on the Heisman.
Derrick always had a dream since our freshman year. I'm going to win the Heisman, bro, guaranteed. I mean, I promise you. He kept telling me that. I was like, man, you're going to get your shot. Just wait on it. And when he got his shot, he took advantage of it, and he brought that trophy home.
Welcome, everybody. On behalf of all of us at ESPN, we cannot tell you how proud we are to present this beautiful trophy and classy group of finalists.
Without further ado, the winner of this year's Heisman Trophy is Derrick Henry.
What was the moment like, Derrick, just prior to hearing the announcement of the winner?
Man, it was unbelievable, man. I was about to fall out my chair, and I was so happy, man. Like I said, man, it's just an honor to be here and to spend time with the people that love you and support you.
You never focused on individual awards by any description, your teammates and your coaches. You always put team first. What message do you think that sends, Derrick, to people who have special talent but may not have figured that out?
You know, you got to grow as a person and a player. And I feel like the people you learn from wherever you're playing football at, from your football coaches or your teammates, they're going to help you. And that bond that you set with them is just something that's so special that you will always remember for the rest of your life. And, you know, when you got a band of brothers that you go to war with and you share blood and tears every day, that you're going to appreciate more as a team than an individual thing.
Mark Ingram's Heisman Trophy is out on display in the football building in Tuscaloosa. You pass by it all the time, I'm sure. Now there will be another. Derrick Henry, the winner of the 2015 Heisman Trophy.
Coming up on The Process.
The moment that Alabama and really SEC fans have been waiting a year for. Big Ten versus SEC.
That's been our whole goal this season, is to finish. We have one game. It's a great team that we have to be prepared for and to be able to finish.
The 2015 Alabama Crimson Tide season was going as scripted. Start with some uncertainty, overcome adversity, beat your rivals, and find yourself atop the college football mountain. December had been brilliant. A 6th SEC championship and the 2nd Heisman in school history. Now, Nick Saban and the Tide hope to make some more history, advancing to their first championship game in the college football playoff era.
The moment that Alabama and really SEC fans have been waiting a year for. Everybody remembers what happened last year down in New Orleans. Now it comes again, Big Ten versus SEC.
Well, I think the team is different. The focus and the way these guys have been playing in Tuscaloosa, that changes the dynamic for me. They're a different football team than last year, and they've shown it all season long.
Last year may have been a better team. This feels more like a team.
A team that had processed what happened a year earlier and had grown from the experience. This matchup was a bit of deja vu. A very similar opponent, again from the Big Ten.
This is what you dream about when you start to play football as a Pee-wee football player and you select your college and you hope one day to win a championship and be able to get to a national championship. And the wait is over.
In 15 minutes it was tight, with no one breaking through. Then a freshman stepped up, and a Heisman winner capped it off.
Play action on first down. Coker will take a shot. Ridley holds it in!
And how about the throw by Jake Coker? He puts it right on the money to Ridley.
Henry, that's easy. Pure muscle, and Alabama strikes first.
With 90 seconds left in the half, Michigan State had the ball and a chance. The Spartans worked into the red zone, but the momentum they were hoping to gain ended with their breath being taken out of their lungs.
Cook takes a shot, picked off. Jones along the sidelines. And Cook with a crucial mistake.
It was crazy, man. Quentin Cook was a great quarterback, a guy we really studied a lot. So just to watch the Cyrus do that, I mean, it was a great feeling, and just we gained momentum.
That momentum turned to supremacy as the Tide played their most complete game of the season, turning big stops into big plays.
Coker, end zone, Ridley, jump ball. What a play by Calvin Ridley, the freshman.
This whole season, he's getting better and better. You know, he always amazed me by the way he plays. And the last game, he just came in and had a great game and took over and made plays when we needed him.
You know, a lot of guys don't pick up on the offense as fast. It takes time, but Calvin, he picked up on certain plays really fast. But every route he ran was full speed, and he had great hands. And I knew then Calvin would be special to our team.
Down the field, Ridley running free, got a touchdown! Second 50-yard connection between Coker and Ridley tonight.
They were special through the air. Alabama was flat dominant on the ground.
Henry gets past Calhoun, headed for the end zone. Another touchdown for the Tide.
Look at him push away Calhoun.
Henry found the end zone twice. The Tide defense held Sparty to 29 yards rushing and just 16 total first downs.
Alabama bullying the Big Ten champions and booking a spot in the national championship game opposite Clemson in Glendale a week from Monday.
And while they danced to Phoenix, Not everyone was in agreement. It was perfect.
Man, that was funny. Cause like the guys are egging them on, cause you know, I was kind of egging them on the whole time. So, and guys, me, Derek, and a couple guys right there were egging them on. So, we got them to do it. And hey, wow, it was funny.
I saw that. If that's what you call a dance, yeah. it was pretty good stuff.
I haven't even seen it yet. I haven't even seen it. I still don't believe it, to be honest with you. I'll have to see it before I can say anything. I just can't see him doing it.
What they could see is the process working, and Saban and staff orchestrating another virtuoso performance. One game left versus number one for the right to be called champion once again.
56-yarder. It's got, no, does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Auburn, kick six. Ohio State could have finished, and we didn't. The mindset wasn't there. That was our main thing, finish. Derek telling everybody to finish, everybody. And each game, we knew we had to finish.
That's been our whole goal this season, is to finish. And like I said, we have one more game. It's a great team that we have to be prepared for and to be able to finish.
You can go back the last 3-4 years and look at almost every game we lost. Didn't finish. I mean, it was just the same story over and over again. You know, we were just tired of it.
Well, I've been pleased with the way we finished the season. I was pleased with the way we played in the SEC championship game. I was pleased with the way we played in the playoff. One of the things that I say to players a lot is you're only as good as your last play, you're only as good as your last game, and that's how you're going to get remembered.
The top two teams for the last 2 months, champions of the ACC against the champions of the SEC.
You know that you have a big bullseye on your back, and that's just like underdogs get the motivation that they're being overlooked, and they get motivation from that. You have motivation to protect your legacy, and just knowing that teams are coming with their best every time they step on the field against you, it elevates your game, and any type of competitor would thrive for that moment, to be able to go out there and protect what they work hard to achieve.
Exhilarating. Just, you know, as you're walking out, you hear the crowd get louder and louder, and, you know, heavy breaths of your teammates next to each other. It's almost like one heartbeat as you're walking out, and then you walk out and it's just a roar from the crowd as you run on the field.
That roar was intensified halfway through the first quarter when the Heisman winner found pay dirt.
Henry again makes a cut, off and running. The Heisman winner in the open field, headed for the end zone. And the Tide strike quickly. Watson rolling out, takes a downfield shot, Renfro the end zone. Touchdown Tigers as they answer the Tide score.
After 30 minutes, nothing had changed. Both teams tied, with only 30 minutes left to decide a champion. If a process is a series of actions directed to an end, not sure anyone saw O.J. Howard playing a huge role in the biggest game of his life.
I'm the type of player, like, I like to think of plays I'm going to make before the game even happens. Get in that mindset, visualize myself making a big play down the field.
They fake it to Henry. Coker loops it downfield. Howard is wide open, and the tight end will launch to the end zone. His first touchdown reception of the season. So Clemson down by 4. Watson keeping it all the way. As a blocker, gets the edge. Deshaun Watson off and galloping to the 40 of the time. And a handoff to Gallman, who smashes straight ahead and scores. Tigers go strength on strength and take the lead.
After trading blows, Bama dug into their bag of tricks.
And now an onside kick. Griffith, and it's caught. Alabama's got the ball back. Marlon Humphrey, the corner, and a perfectly executed little pooch kick.
I was thinking, well, you know, let's try to get a stop, you know, come on defense. We were just rooting for them, and then we saw that. And we just, you know, offense got up, and we were just ready to go.
That gamble paid instant dividends. O.J. Howard again on the receiving end of a Coker touchdown pass.
Can Deshaun come up with the kind of magic that Vince Young did? Watson, a dart, Scott scores! A touchdown drive that sums up the determination of this undefeated team.
Think about Alabama, their entire focus this year. Finish, finish, finish. And here they are trying to finish off this national championship.
Henry, touchdown. Alabama back on top of the college football world.
The Crimson Tide had reached the pinnacle of their journey. Once again, champions of the college football world. A record 16th for the school, and Saban's 4th in Tuscaloosa.
Undergraduate degree, a master's degree, 3 national championships, and a bunch of relationships that I'll never forget. And it's just been the greatest time of my life.
When people learn how to be a part of a team, that's one of the greatest feelings that they ever have. And you can play on teams, but never really feel that intrinsic being a part of a team. I think that that's what's special about it.
I spent a lot of time listening to people wonder if we were still the best conference in college football. No one is wondering anymore. The little things every day that started a year ago that led to this moment are things that they should cherish for the rest of their lives. So here we go, it's trophy time, gentlemen.
Celebration will be short-lived. As the process has it, you have to continually be moving. And that means concentrating on what else? The next season.